Monday evening, it's past 8, and I'm usually in my pyjama by now. So, really appreciate it. As you can tell, I got an accent. I'm originally from Italy. I love England. I lived here for about a decade now. I love it because it's a country where apologizing to furniture, like chairs, tables, is actually culturally appropriate. Love it. People in England are so polite. They're so polite. They do enforce crime because it's the right thing to do, but they're too polite to inquire whether you are a criminal or not. And I'll explain you why. Not long ago, I was actually on a train back to London, and I saw an unattended suitcase, a big one, and so I did my duty. So I did say it to sort it. I said it, but it wasn't sorted. So the problem was, I did my duty, as it says in the posters, so I complied with the posters, and I said to the ticket inspector, it's a large suitcase, unattended, scary, and she looks at me smiling, and she goes, oh darling, I doubt someone will leave such a large belonging behind. I would if there was a dead body in it. So anyway, we didn't agree, so nothing was done. It was such a shame because as much as I love a good Netflix crime documentary, like true life documentary, it's not really how I imagine my debut on Netflix. I don't really want to feature in one of those episodes. But anyway, enough about London. I be more about myself. Yeah. So I like to define myself as a very charitable person. I do a lot of charity. I date men that should probably go to therapy. It's a tough jungle out there. I could do better, but don't bother. Sometimes it feels like being a Lamborghini, like parked outside an Asda. I could go shop Waitrose, but it's more convenient. So yeah, and like I'm very much single. Up for grabs. So yeah, I'm very much single. So any Londoner, I built my Tinder profile. It was very tough to look interesting. I mean, who has hobbies nowadays anyway? For example, I wouldn't define myself a foodie. I think foodie is just an excuse to eat a lot of food and look cool. But I'm very lucky because I'm Italian and all Italians know how to cook, meaning I don't have to know. So yeah, I actually must admit that I use Tinder for my meal prep. But if I don't have anyone cooking for me, I specifically hunt down men, beware, they say on their profile, oh, I bet you can cook better than me. And I'm like, okay. I let them win. I don't even try. So the great thing also is I can pretend I know how to cook and look credible. I tell them like how to cook and stuff and make them feel bad so they need to cook again. And it's just because I'm Italian, but I don't know fuck all. So. Anyway, there are other hobbies on Tinder. One which is very popular in London for some reasons is hiking. First of all, it sounds very old school, like who hikes? Also, I had too much tequila. So yeah, anyway, hiking, old school, and also like, where the fuck do you hike in London? Like the only thing I can think of is the morning queue at Starbucks. Other than that, like, no clue. Anyway, I swipe. The problem is I swipe left so often on Tinder that I have fear now that one day I'm gonna get an email saying, "Hey, do we have your details right? Is that boys you like?" But it's fun. I guess not everyone cup of tea. I'm more like coffee, strong, bold, and you might have a panic attack if you have too much of me. My mouth is going dry, jeez. Thanks. That's much better. And I'm just not even halfway through. No, I am. Anyway, surprisingly, I had a boyfriend actually. That was a long time ago. And with that, some stuff comes with it, like having to stitch his penis. I know. Has it ever happened to anyone? No, okay. So it's quite niche, apparently. It's fine. So yeah, the only instrument I ever played, too hard, with too much passion, and it was my ex-boyfriend banjo string. So that banjo string snapped, and yeah. True story. Banjo string snapped. And so yeah, and my boyfriend was on the floor, rolling on the floor like a footballer, complaining about the blood, and I was like, I mean, come on guys, I bleed every month. I don't have such a good spot. Come on, woman up.
Loaded. All right, it's okay. Now, we will continue a cappella. Can you all hear Chiara? Would you do it? Finish your set.
A cappella. Can everyone hear me?
Yes!
I quite like my voice. It's fine anyway. Am I okay too?
Yeah!
If you have a torch on your phone near the front, shine it. There we go. All right, this has now become very much like a wartime gig.
Hello, hello. Whew. That was part of the gig. Where was I? Women up! Women up! Women up! Yeah, women up, guys. So yeah. Anyway, he wanted me to call an ambulance. Now, guys, I'm a millennial and we have social anxiety. There's no way I would do anything that would involve making a phone call and talking to a stranger. So it was actually very lucky because I'm very crafty. So I offered to stitch his penis back using my vast range of colorful threads. I was also color matching the threads to his skin color. So as soon as I took the needle out and the lighter to sterilize, very responsible. He unfortunately refused my services, tailoring services, and I had to opt for toilet paper instead. Anyway, the issue obviously was then quickly resolved, and a few months later, he found out I was chatting with someone else when we were on holiday together. The holiday was meant to bring us closer together because we were on a break. It didn't work. So it was Italian, and we were in Italy having a holiday, and we were strategically avoiding each other at the airport. So we were flying back from Italy all the way to London, and then at some point, my luck, this guy behind me taps on my shoulder and starts chatting me up. Now, needless to say, I didn't want the guy to know that my angry ex-boyfriend was queuing just a few people in front of us. So I just said to him, okay, that's fine, we can chat me up until we get on the airplane. I'm very charitable, so yeah. I did that. Anyway, probably a clear sign that my relationship was anyway destined to end. I didn't, at the time when we booked the tickets, we didn't pay £9 to sit next to each other. It's a great life lesson. So again, we just rested our luck in the ends of Ryanair random seat allocation. But that day, I won the Ryanair roulette. We went on the airplane, and the guy that was chatting me up was actually sitting behind me, and my ex-boyfriend was on the same seat row, but just on the other side. I mean, the chances. Again, real story. So, again, we were on the airplane, and the guy wouldn't give up chatting me up. Even if I was wearing my headphones, I had to avoid any conversation. So, as soon as the flight took off, he did something disgusting. He bought me a bottle of wine on a Ryanair flight, which comes in a plastic bottle. I mean, guys, I don't have standards for men, but I do for wine. There wasn't much that I could do. My ex-boyfriend looked at me like angry, like what the fuck, and I was just like, okay, I'm out. Like I just cheered to him and downed the whole bottle. It was a tiny bottle anyway, cheap guy. So yeah, and then it didn't go down well. He stood up, and then in front of the audience of passengers, he revealed his identity and started shouting to my wannabe boyfriend behind me. Well, do you really want to get to know Chiara? Well, I'll tell you about Chiara. She's been sending naked pictures of herself to random guys. Okay, first of all, I'm glad that he didn't mention the banjo string accident, because that wouldn't look really nice on my CV. And then let me just clarify a couple of things. First, it wasn't random guys, it was a very specific guy. And second of all, I wasn't naked in those pictures, I was actually wearing a bikini, not that lucky. So yeah, so I was just thinking at the guy sitting behind me, like all of these, and then like how shocked he must have been to find out the love triangle he threw himself into. So like I was a bit concerned, so I just look at him and just like, I mean, come on, I told you like to leave me alone. But the cheeky bastard just looks at me very calmly and he whispers, "Is there any chance that you still have those pictures?" Thank you.
Chiara!